Welcome to the GLAC Studio. This is Gomathi, Siva, Sankaran, founder CEO of the Guiding Light Art Company, building bright futures through art. Today, in the season 2, 6th episode of the GLAC What Next series, Change Management in Practice, we are going all the way to Coimbatore city, Tamil Nadu, India, to meet a social entrepreneur, a ecopreneur, sustainable lifestyle consultant, motivational coach, and director of GreenAver Pvt Limited, ANITHA Rajalakshmi. Without much ado, let's get on to the show, meet Anitha and get to understand change management in practice the eco-friendly way. ANITHA Rajalakshmi, welcome to the GLAC What Next series, Change Management in Practice. I have been waiting for this day for a while. More than me, our dear friend Priyanka Asawa has been waiting for this recording. So I'm super happy to be interviewing you. There is so much I want to ask you. But before that, I think it's justifiable for you to give a start, just telling people about yourself, who you are, and how you came to start this business.
That is an amazing thing, GLAC Art and Studio. You are doing great, Gomathi. And of course, I also should be very thankful to Priyanka Asawa. We have been friends since our school days, and we never knew that we would get connected to you like this way after a long while. I'm so happy and being part of this video. So I'm ANITHA Rajalakshmi. People here call me Kadaipai Anitha. I'll come back to the part later. I hail from a small city or Manchester of South India, Coimbatore, the land of entrepreneurs, the city where we have a chill, cool, moderate climate in Tamil Nadu. So this is so cool for me to be brought up in an agricultural background family. We have been brought up in a joint family as well. But what we have been taught it is more than money, status, or anything else, materialistic things, we have to make other people's life better. This is what something that I have been told by my elders, my gurus everywhere, every time whenever to. So being that, how am I going to make other people's life better before I should make myself better, right? So every day I'm becoming a better person. So how this came through from my schoolings, from my college, there is an attachment for me towards this agriculture, the environment, and the nature. So that was something that was always been pulling towards corporate social responsibilities when I worked in corporate companies. So these corporate companies, I was wondering, see, they are a pharmaceutical distributor company. Why are they coming into the beach cleaning process? Why are they so concerned about nature, saving the rainwater, all those things? What is the relevance? Why they have to do? Then after becoming an entrepreneur, now I understand that entrepreneurship is something that is giving back to society. It is not about the resources that we take in, but that we give back to the society. So that is where the Kadaipai, the brand name, the bag of inspirations is the tagline. Kadaipai is a typical Indian, South Indian Tamil name, where in our younger ages, our ancestors used to call, just have to go for a small petty shop. They will ask us to take a Kadaipai. It is a bag that we carry along with us to buy a small things. But some in the fast growing things, we forget to carry a water bottle, we forget to carry our own bags. Wherever we go, we just buy single use plastics. We buy a water bottle. We don't mind because we are affordable today. So what this had made, we know the COP26, we have been listening to it for long, and climatic change is what it has been affecting. So all these things, it is not going to affect me today, but it is going to affect my children, my next generation tomorrow, right? So what I can do as an individual was a thought that brought me this eco-friendly ecopreneurship into, and here today I am in front of you all, an ecopreneur, a proud ecopreneur, doing a very small part to this environment and the society. That's about me. Yeah.
That is amazing. That is amazing, Anitha. You put it so subtly. You put it so well. But I know the journey would not have been that easy. So I would like to explore a little more into your background. I did, have a look at your LinkedIn profile, and I was looking at the educational qualification you had, biochemistry, bioinformatics, MBA, and then you move on to work with procurements, SAP, and so on. You're an Emerson. So there's a very different path that you had taken. And from there, what you're doing today, I'm sure it's 100% different. How did you transport yourself, if I may say so, to this? Why and how? Yeah. How did this happen?
That was a pretty, I should say, it is a common question when they go through my profile. People who don't go through my profile will not have this question at all. That shows that how keen you were into my profile. Thank you so much for that, actually, Gomathi. But yes, I have been told by my father to go and get into computers. Computers are tomorrow. Computers are the world going to earn everybody. That was the ages when 2000. But I had then hiccup, from the US, there was a lot of setbacks. People were sent back to India. That was a situation where I was forced to take up biochemistry. So biology, oh my God, I'm not the person who could cut a frog or who could, do another thing about the cockroaches. I'm still scary about it. But then what it is, the chemistry is something different, We both have a good chemistry. Yeah. Likewise, I was so interested in that chemistry thing, and that brought me. So, what else I can do? So, chemistry, biology, and computer of my interest, how I can do it. That is where I was being opened up to my new world of bioinformatics. So, I did my bachelor's degree in biochemistry, and I chose post graduation in bioinformatics. That is where that was a great eye opener for me to mingle the biology and the computer science. So BioPerl, BioJava, that were the season that time. So I was able to get into National University of Singapore for my master thesis in genomics. So I was thinking that I would become a research analyst or scientist, something like that. That was my very small ambition that days. But you know what about genomics? A lot of things, that chemistry, all this. And later, then when I was back from my Singapore, back to India, then obviously being in typical Indian family, I was married. I got into my next stage of my life, I would say. So then I had a lot of responsibilities, and due to financial commitments, I had to join a job. But I thought that job had given me another different things. Computer, biology, bioinformatics, and my job. So how am I going to place myself? It was BWR, where I found they are a pharmaceutical distributor, and they are the second place in the world. So I thought that I could make myself a room back to my core, learning about biology and a lot of things. And then, but God had a different idea about me, and He had chosen me to the path of procurement, order management. That is a complete start pinpoint of supply chain.
Yes, it
The supply
is.
chain rules the world. Yes.
Yes.
I never knew there is a whole big picture that time. But as soon as I got into, whatever I'm doing it, I'll give my best in it. That is what I think. I might not be the best, but I would like to give my best in it. That is the way I choose whatever I get in my way. So that time I got to learn about procurement, order management. What is SAP? This SAP thing was ruling again today. The ERP software, that
It is SAP.
minting it, and it is ruling the world itself on the other part, on the technology part. So that is where I happen to learn both the ways. So mind is always open. I am an open cup, I would say. That is where I was able to learn what is the supply chain is all about. It is a theoretical thing. So then I got an opportunity in Emerson at Chennai. That was playing a role of supplier performance engineer. It is in control wall manufacturing unit. So I was like, from Coimbatore to Chennai, I was there. From the small city to the bigger tier 1 city in Tamil Nadu, I would say metros. And that was quite exhausting for me to change. And then I came to know that adaptation is more important. I started adapting because Coimbatore being chill climate, and people know about Chennai, how hot it is, most of them. So it was completely, from the environment to this the routine that I should go, people I should move, everything was completely different. And but I adapted some way. It took some time, but still. But I saw the opportunity in front of me. So the Emerson gave me a lot of opportunity to be part of a lean manufacturing course at Hong Kong by Lean Enterprise. And I also got to certify internal ISO 9001, 9000, 2008 internal auditing. All this exposure gave me a keen interest to understand more about supply chain, where I became the senior supplier performance engineer for the casting and handling 5 to 6 plants there in South Asia. So our headquarters were in Singapore, Singapore, but I was based in Chennai plant. So the Chennai plant was typical Indian mode of operations where my headquarters operates in a more global cultural way. So I had to be a bridging thing happening, what is happening in Chennai and happening in the global culture. So
Yeah.
multiple cultures into China, Hong Kong, Singapore, the Middle East.
Mm,
So the multicultural exposure gave me a very good adaptability to my mindset and to my
mm,
attitude to approach my job.
mm,
So that was wonderful experience for me collectively till then, before being an entrepreneur. So all these times, whenever I explained all this way, what
mm,
I could see that I myself, I'm just reconciling myself that, I was open-minded and I was ready to accommodate what is there in front of me, and
mm,
I improved my adaptability. Yes,
mm,
I had some kind of resilience in me, but I didn't resonate that. I didn't do that at all. But
mm,
what I resonated was something that I am flexible and adaptable. So these
mm,
things gave me a very good positioning myself to what has been given. Yes, there
mm,
is a drastic change from computers to biology. Again, something on the field like supply chain into global platform. So
mm,
those things were really, I would consider all these things were the opportunity that Almighty has given to me. That is how
mm,
I thought, but I didn't think any of them as a struggle or a
mm,
hurdle for me. I should make
mm,
a note of that. Yes, it was hard. It took some time for me, but my perseverance is my strength, I would say. I
mm.
won't give up that easily. I'm not a person to give up,
I can see
but
that in
I
your
will
resume already.
happen. So then that is what my professional career took me for.
Mm,
Then came as usual again, my second maternity. After my
mhm,
second maternity, my parents, my in-laws, they were so supportive till then, but still they are aging, right? So it is
mm,
sometime that I have to start taking my responsibility. So then I had to quit my job and come back to my hometown, to Coimbatore back. And 1 year it went on like that. After that, I'm not a person to sit at home,
mm,
really, because I've been rounding around the world, and
mm,
being at home, it
mm,
was not easy for me. So then I
mm,
thought, what shall we do? Obviously, I started as a business, a boutique from home. And from
mhm,
there, I felt it was not a cup of my tea. And then I started thinking what I can do with all the knowledge that I learned all these
mm,
years.
mm,
Then we started. That is what I want to implement. It shouldn't go in vain. Many women I see, they would have attained and achieved a lot of things, laurels when they were studying, when they were might be a sports person. Yeah, but once there is a situation for them, they will completely drop off and change into a different person. But they don't carry that what they could do it. So that is something that we have to do is what something I'm practicing.
mm,
So what thing that I can relate to it, connecting the dots. So what I've studied, what I practiced, and what I'm implementing is what
mm,
something I'm connecting my dots. So I did
mm,
bioscience. I studied supply chain. Today I am doing an eco-friendly natural products manufacturing and supplies. So
mm,
how these products I can leverage globally
mm.
with the lean manufacturing, efficient improvising my industry. So these are the things that I am going to implement in my business today. So this is how I am connecting my dots, and this is how today I am in front of you. Hope I answered rightly. Thank you.
Perfect, perfect. I am thrilled about two things. Firstly, when you openly say that I have done very different things in my life, but there are learnings that I have picked up and used. And this is something that today's generation need to understand, because they have a feeling, if I do not get that job or into that university, my life is gone. What do you say to the younger generation that think that's just one goal in life and nothing else to work on? And also, it's not just younger generation, even people who are in the mid level, maybe working in a particular career, exhausting themselves out, but scared to make a switch, because they feel whatever I learned so far is all going to go for a zero. What is your thought process? What do you want to advise to such
Absolutely.
people?
Awesome. Awesome, Gomathi. Really, that is really something that even I make it today.
Mm.
What if my current business or what if my current choice of product didn't work for me? I always have a plan B for myself.
Mm.
Okay. Since my childhood, I would say I was a classical dancer. I went on till my, performing on the stage just once. Later,
Okay,
then I couldn't pick it up. Then I'm a tournament player of volleyball. I have gone till state.
I looked
Okay.
at that also in your profile. Yes.
So I'm a crazy sports person. Okay. I play ping pong, I play shuttle, I play volleyball, I play carom. So I thought that someday I would become a good sports person. I could represent my country. All this were my ambitions. Okay. But again, I would say I will put all the blame on the divine. Okay, the Almighty had a different plan, is what something that I'll put and be calm myself. I don't take the stress, but I will work on what is next on my plan B. Yes, couldn't become a classical dancer. I couldn't become a better sports person. So what if I am becoming a good citizen? Okay, today that is my thought. Yeah, so I was carrying out a professional. I said that I was wandering around India. I was wandering in the world. But as soon as I'm back in my country today at home, you know, to travel across my Coimbatore, that is maximum. It takes around 1 hour or 1.5 hours all the round. But it
Mm.
takes my time. I don't find time to go out to my places.
Mm.
So where I am and what I am doing today, it is totally different. But I always had plan B. If A didn't work, I should go for B. But one thing is something that I'm keep moving on. I am
Mm.
moving on to the next better way. So
Mm.
maybe this is not the right choice of me. I'm correcting my course of action. So there is
Mm.
two things that as an entrepreneur, I would say that I will always have a preventive measures. What if
Mm.
happens is, being a computer programming
Mm.
students, well, they can understand what if there is always a loop, what if the things flowchart goes well, but yes or no, the decision making flowchart don't know.
Mm.
If yes, all perfect, good. What if it is no? You should have an answer. So if you have planned it well, I think that there is no stagnation at all. So for
Awesome.
me, that is the thing that I always have yes or no questions. If yes, all good. If no, what is better? So that is what my choice, and that is where I'm able to adapt. And today in business, all the businesses you see, you will start with a lot of enthusiasm. It is good, but later then every business will have their roller coaster ride. Every business, you take Steve Jobs, he was a typical designing guy. Okay,
Mm.
but after all, the Apple didn't accept him. They threw him out, right?
Mm.
But later then he came up because he strengthened, he understood what the business has to be. The business has to run. So some people are focusing on your product but not on the process. Some people are overworking on the process but not on the product. And
Mm.
some people are completely not working out on the strategy and the people, and that is where the numbers go wrong. So
Mm.
as a business entrepreneurs, I learned that you should be good in numbers, strategy, and people. So all these things, if you got able to do it, never mind. Please have a collaboration, whether it
Mm.
is in-house or outsourcing or
Mm.
your partners. We
Mm.
make them. It is not. You cannot be expert in all. I would say
No.
I'm not an expert in all. I'm just a people person, but I could think little bit of strategy. But
Mm-hmm.
still, I am in need of number person. I have an auditor for me who could help me out in numbers. So
Mm.
that is where the entrepreneurship journey is a roller coaster. But wherever, whether we are in peak or in the down south, whatever it is,
Mm.
you keep moving, keep moving, keep moving. It is a journey. Entrepreneurship is never a dead end. It is a
Mm.
journey.
Mm.
It keeps moving.
Yeah,
That's what
that's awesome.
it is.
Yeah, I'm coming back to one more point when you said, about marriage and having children, and a lot of women do take it that their job is done in a way in their society. They have arrived, and are happily settled with that, and that's also fine if they choose to be housewives and so on. But if they have some eagerness to get out there to do something, I think your story is an inspiration when you said, for the responsibility's sakes, you had to make a move, make a complete downturn, and stop whatever you were doing and come back. But then you didn't stop at all. So I think it's important for women also to understand that they can try to do whatever they want in the limited space that is available.
Yeah, here I just want to add something to you here.
Mm,
So when you say it is a limited space,
mm,
I've been in the global stage some time back in Clubhouse. We
mm,
talk about female founders, their growth, and what is their decision making depends on.
mm,
Okay, we women have always a very good intuitive decision makers, but
mm,
sometimes what inhibits is that our self inhibition of making our own circle. Yeah,
mm,
so we limit ourselves. That is, yeah, we have married, so it is
mm.
done. Now our duty is to look after the children and the family. This is
Yes.
not that society or our people around us put across. This is the
Mm,
mindset that we come into it. Then we commit it.
mm,
Think about something that you were so stubborn they you didn't have given up at all. However it is, see the children, if they want the candy, they will try to their life and they will get the candy. But when they are not in the mood of getting it, how much ever the chocolates you give them, I said, Mom, I don't want.
mm,
Don't disturb me, I'm playing games. That interests them. So I want you to be stubborn, and that stubbornness in the business, that I would say it is always a business grit. It is
mm,
more than the passion, the grit that you have to continue in your business,
mm.
however, wherever, whomever you are.
Awesome.
Yes,
This is amazing. Totally inspired. Now I want to come back to Kadaipai.
yes.
Um, how did the idea evolve? What were the challenges when you initially started Kadaipai? And also explain Kadaipai a little bit for our audience what it is.
Ah, yeah, sure. The Kadaipai, the concept is something that I said, as I said, for my children.
Mm.
We do not inherit our earth from ancestors, but we are borrowing it from our children, isn't it?
I
So
read
that
that
quote,
in your.
yes, that goes well because what am I doing today? If I am
Mm,
littering the zone where I am around, will
mm,
I be allowing my kids to play over there or live over there? No, it is not like that. So every square feet of my surrounding environment is the place where I like my children, next generation, to live their other part of their life, right?
mm,
So what am I going to do? Today I can save money. Today I can give them a lot of assets, bungalow, condos, all that good. Okay. Today, after the COVID, who lived in a condo? Who lived on the money? Whatever the money, they were not able to use it at all. But we were dependent on the environment.
mm,
We, consoled each and everybody, in spite of from India, from America, from wherever we were. Every prayers were to get rid of this COVID and let us stay healthy. Healthiness was the point. Okay, so the situations comes and goes. This is all something that we have to give our next generation a better environment, a
mm,
better living concepts. Yeah,
mm,
so that is where something that I chose Kadaipai to be a role model, not only for my own children, for my own family, my own country, for the whole globe. Because we might have a plan B, but we don't have a planet B, right? We just have this one planet.
Oh, oh my God. That came. We might have a plan B. We don't have a planet B. Thank you so much.
Yes. So then we have to be thinking right now, everyone must be, I would say that I have changed myself. It is no more corporate social responsibilities. It is individual social responsibilities, individual green social
Hands down. Hands down.
responsibilities.
Yep.
Yeah. So then the Kadaipai here, but
Mm.
I see from India, we have a lot of huge source of agri wastes.
Mhm.
Agri products are, we are land of agriculture as the whole world knows, So, but people are doing agriculture, but what happens to their waste is what something that pricked me. And we
Mhm.
are in South Asia, we have a plenty of banana fiber waste. So
Okay.
yeah. So then I got into, single-use plastics, carry your own bag concept, all this beyond. Now my biology works, my bioinformatics works, my supply chain works. So
Uh,
how these dots can be connected? So the farmers, when they are in the loss, what they
mm.
will do? So every year their losses are being counted. Okay, they are
Yes.
dependent on government always for their subsidies or a lot of things. So what if I create in secondary income generation for them by buying their waste from them in spite of
Okay.
their primary income? What if
Mm.
I create a secondary income generation for those farmers? That
Okay.
was one thing that I thought about it, and I
Mhm.
started procuring banana fiber waste from them. Okay, after
Okay.
cutting the banana, the plant, the whole stem is waste. So from there, I
Mhm.
started working on those kind of products. Yes, we are a big cluster. It has been enterprises of part and part. Many enterprises, rural women are part of it. It is not just the
Okay.
farmers, but we are a rural country. India is maximum rural people. Yeah,
Mm.
so the rural people the dependent on their livelihood every day. So by
Mm.
this, the economy where I can improve the rural economy of India. So that is where in the small village we started training a lot of women to
Mm.
get into this crafting baskets. You know what? I can just show you something like
Can you
that.
please?
Don't mind. Yeah,
Yes.
the
Wow.
good tempered things. So we started training them to improvise rural economy, and then came a lot of things. We started exploring what are all the other agri things, traditions of India. India is meant for traditions and cultures. So the traditions what we had, it was river grass, green grass, vetiver, that is an aromatic oil we use it, but as a root itself we can make the pretty, hand
Oh
fans.
wow.
So, so these are the products which we commonly get abundantly in India, in South India, around my city where I live. So I thought processing it and making it into these kind of artifact products, and these traditions get into an innovative touch, and now they are in the market in the name of brand Kadaipai.
Mm.
So this is how
Amazing.
today I am.
So by buying the waste from the farmers, you are giving them an alternative opportunity, business opportunity, and then using them to make all these artifacts in reusable material. You are giving jobs to rural women, empowering them. This is an amazing thought process. How was it to start with this? Was it easy? Challenges?
Yeah, the thought itself was challenging myself. Will I be carrying my own bag? Will
Mm,
I be carrying my own water bottle wherever I go? That is where, because I have to be the role model. And I see
exactly.
everyone started calling me, you are so finicky about it. You know
Mm,
what? get along with people. You are so different from others. You call yourself so environmentalist. You are calling nature. All these things won't fit for today. Yeah.
I
That's
want to
it.
touch, sorry to stop you like this, because, women, uh, not just women, I think men also that are in corporates and working class, we all go for some brands. If I want a handbag, there is a brand that, that shows your identity. So in this world where brands dominate, and that's exactly why I'm coming back to this challenge. How do you compete with something that the image, because the bag that you carry is a part of your image, at least that's what is
Beautiful.
um,
Yes, I got that.
pronounced. Yeah, if I may
I got
say.
that.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
that is where our tagline is bag of inspirations. Yeah. Because when you start carrying your own bag, you start inspiring others. Today, people might say, you know what, in a month, when I stopped carrying my own bag and stopped buying plastics, every time when I go purchase, minimum of, say, for example, I spend on $1 or two to buy my bags, right? When
Mm,
I buy my groceries, buy my vegetables, okay? So think about that. Weekly, once or twice, I spend around $3 to $5 a week. Okay,
mm,
so
mm,
monthly around $40, if I'm not calculating it wrong,
mm,
just for the groceries, I would say. Okay, I'm
mm,
sorry, $20.
mm.
Just for the groceries, I'm spending just for the cover, which I'm not plan to buy at all. The cover is not the thing that I plan to buy. It was
No.
the fruits, it was the veggies, it was the groceries and provisions I planned to buy. But
Mm,
something which I didn't plan at all is the cover, the plastic that I'm carrying it back to my place with
mm,
the pay. I'm paying for it. Yeah.
mm,
So that is where I thought how much I have reduced in a month. It was around $25 to $30, just like that, just for grocery purchase. What
mm,
if I counted for my fashion purchase? What if I counted for my stationaries, go for my kids' candy purchase, whatever, whenever I go for shopping? Very simple, I make it simple.
mm,
Okay, so what is the cost? Minimum of $30 to $40 a family of 4 or 5 people spend just for the covers, plastics. All right, I started saving it for my own self, and that is where I showed my friends, come on, let us have a party. They were wondering, why are you throwing up a party? I said that I have saved this much money. Why don't we just spend it for our own self, for me time? This is my me time. So they were all like, first 2 months it was fun for them, and they were like, come on, don't bluff, yard. You are just throwing up just like that. Later, then they realized it is really true.
mm.
Because my best buddies, at least they have to follow me, right? If not, I will squeeze them. So then, yeah, come on, girls, I said that, and they are so, so, so encouraging me. They started
Mm,
doing it and they started spreading around. And already in India in 2008, we had the plastic ban, all those things
mm,
happened from the
mm,
government. There was already a pressure in the society. And this
mm,
was helping my company and the brand to little
mm,
more bring up
mm,
this awareness and educate my fellow peers to understand
mm,
what is the importance of going behind these kind of things. So that is
mm,
where I started my awareness sessions in the schools, colleges, getting them to know what is best for their next future. It is not only their career, but it is also the image that they post tomorrow. So this
mm,
is how I started giving them, and the Kadaipai was given importance everywhere, where the concept it is more important. Today, my brand it is not selling products; it is actually improving the concepts or selling
mm,
concepts of sustainable living. So how
mm,
well you can lead your life sustainably. Very simple about giving up small changes around yourself,
mm,
starting from this, keeping your waist less, coming
mm,
into minimalism.
mm,
I prefer to wear, undyed dresses preferably, so
mm,
that the fashion industry contributing to the pollution in the water, all the underground water can be minimalized. Will I wearing one dress will change? Yes. Looking at me, if 10 people change, that is where I wanted to do it. So being an
mm,
individual, myself, you, and we all can make a difference. And that is what the Kadepa is trying to do. The challenges is what people started putting down myself. You will
Mm.
not make money. You will
Mm.
not grow. This is not the place where you just, preach people about you be good, I'll be good, all those
Mm.
things. But till date, I kept telling it. Till
Mm.
date, I keep telling it. Today, the world is behind the edupreneurship, as I told in the earlier. People
Mm.
started talking about their own business industry, how good they are, what they. But I'm not talking about my business, but I am
Mm.
talking about yourself, your generation, and our country, our world, our planet. So people are accepting it. So this is something that I came through my perseverance. Yes, I had a lot of inhibitors. I had a lot of people telling me that there is no growth. But
Mm.
I shown them today that where I was 3, 4 years earlier and today I'm totally different. I started with just one product
Mm.
that was cornstarch made alternative for plastic bags.
Mm.
Today I have 100 plus SKUs products with me, starting from banana fiber, bamboo fiber, vetiver, green fiber, river grass, and one more thing, it is bamboo fiber. So
Mm.
already six variety of category, and inside
Mm.
that I have each of 20 to 50 products coming down, and R&D is going on, and I'm improvising the product.
Mm.
So today I am here. People accept that, Madam, you have done it well.
Mm.
Congratulations, and they started wishing me all the best.
Mm.
So the same people said that this is something not going to make you money. But
Mm.
here I am not only making money, but I am making everybody's life is what major thing. It is not how much money I made. Again, I have to make it a point. Yes, I am
Mm.
making money, but I am impacting more lives around the
Mm.
world. So obviously, people who would like to give the next generation a better environment will
Mm.
be part of Kadaipai's consumer. I'm sorry,
Mm.
contributors. I don't call my clients as consumers. I'll call them a contributors to the Mother Earth. So today, that is how, yes, every one person to me today are a inhibitor. They said this won't work, but today they are working for me.
You said you have a lot of product variants in your portfolio now. How was it scaling up the business? Because when you start out, you're sampling, you're testing certain things and only making one product at a time and so on. But scaling up is always one challenge that entrepreneurs are scared to. They might like to make something at home and they try and then share it with 10 people, but they stop there.
Very true, very true. One, was I was being told by my mentor, but I cannot run behind all the three rabbits. Yes, maybe I want all the three rabbits, but at a time I have to go for one. So I took every step carefully with recoverable consequences, is what I say. Okay, if
Mm-mm.
I'm going for one product, I'll make myself. This is where my supply chain sourcing got me the tip. Yeah,
Okay.
so how do I source? What is the sustainable source? Is what something that I implemented here. So the sustainability, it is not I'm the only person doing it. I started collaborating with the
Mm.
farmers, with the
Mm.
small enterprises, with the self-help group women. Okay, it is not me doing all the work. I learned to delegate. Okay, so my brain works, but
Mm.
their hand works, and the magic is all together. So I started accepting that I'm not good in production, I am good in
Mm.
marketing. So I gave my production to an enterprise where they are good in it. They will
Mm.
product, they'll produce, I will source it for them. But it is always me who designs my product. It was always me. I decide what is the market need is there from the
Mm.
market. I do a reverse engineering. I will not produce a product and take that to the market. I
Mm.
understand my client, I understand their need, and then I work on that towards my product. So this
Mm.
is something that made me to explore a lot of raw material and explore why not I do this? Why can't
Mm.
this be done? These questions, you know what? Being my in the whole journey, there were a lot of questions I asked myself. I did a lot of self analysis. I
Mm.
asked, what am I going to do? How am I going to do? Why am I doing this? In the world there are numerous businesses. Why did I choose this? So there is
Mm,
a cause and effect for me. Okay, the same thing applies to you. The same thing applies to other person, other entrepreneur. The Steve had already the design in the mind, and that is where we have Apple. If what
mm,
if Steve and Bill Gates switch over, will they be
mm.
good? Can you imagine? Seriously, I'm telling, it will not. Gates cannot work on the design. Either the Steve is not good in business. That is why he had his own team to build his business. So why I'm
Mm,
telling, why I have to mention it, because you have your own strength. Work on that. And my strength was sourcing and strategizing. So that is where I started depending on all of people, connecting people in this way. I'm a people
mm,
person, so I was easy to go approach them to make this product for me.
mm,
Yes, it is done. So my customer is wanting it, and here the bridge is what something is missing, and I be the
mm,
bridge.
mm,
Here the customer is wants. People doesn't know to make. I make up a training center for them, give them the connections where that can be done, and get myself done. So I'll play
mm.
a different part everywhere, so that these all the products are back in my shelf for my contributors.
How is COVID impacting your business? I would like to understand that, and also the recent floods. From a change management perspective, it's when you have started a business or something like this at a bigger scale, the way you have done, pandemic or nature attacking is something, these are changes you cannot avoid. It happens. How did you um, deal with it?
Wonderful question, because this is something that made me sit in front of you today. Yes, during all the businesses can be pandemic proof,
Mm,
who are
mm,
sustaining today. If you ask them these questions, what kept them moving on is something, yes, the perseverance.
mm,
But that during that time when I was mulling it over, I learned a lot of things. I took this time not to sit at home and worry what is it all about, but I
mm,
started learning for my own self. So
mm,
about banana fiber, when I take, it was just few products I had. It was just
mm,
a trading company. We were doing it with those products. I
mm,
started looking out how this actually supply chain works. Okay,
mm,
the learning about the raw material, learning about their properties. Yeah, I'm a science student today. I'm connecting my dot of that. So I made use of it to learn more about my products by their physical properties, chemical properties. I gave it my time.
mm,
3 months. After that, I started learning over the world. Philippines is doing it. West Africa is doing this. So,
mm,
what is the difference between the Philippines made banana plantations and the Indian made banana plantations? What is the
mm,
difference? The comparative analysis of my competitive products. All those things I made it a point to implement in my business. So,
mm,
this pandemic first wave, I gave it myself a resting period to break out all this. That is what we could do. So I
mm,
accepted. But I couldn't accept the same thing, Being idle is not my kind of nature.
mm,
So I
mm,
gave it a point of learning what I can do better for my
mm,
own things. Because when
mm,
I get into my everyday routine, it is firefighting. I go up and down. I will not have any kind of to do my R&D. So I think
mm,
this is a time I can do a lot of R&D,
mm,
and that is the time where I really enhanced my productivity and the products numbers. And that is where today I have more than 100 plus SKUs in Kadaipai. So
mm,
I took the time tangibly to
mm,
understand much more product and make their R&Ds much more for my own self. And
mm,
I thought about, and I have revisited my vision. Earlier,
mm.
it was just India. Today, I have my vision of reaching globally 10 billion green consumers in 2030.
That
So,
is an amazing target that you have planned.
yes.
How is the flood affecting recent? There are recent floods in the southern part of India. How is
Yeah.
that affecting the business?
Actually, yes, these kind of natural calamities, more than the business, it affects not only the agricultural thing, but it also others because the logistics is the biggest constraints. So,
Yes.
you know what, people will get into a lot of depression because they just lose heart. That is the
Mm,
problem because they
mm,
don't, when there is a flood, you just have to swim in it. But they
mm,
think, how will I go? They be on the shores. They don't
mm,
think out of the lateral thinking is reducing because of the depression. Today
mm,
we are trying to do a lot of disaster management, helping that for Kanyakumari. From here, we are doing a lot of relief funds. How we
mm,
can help them better. But
mm,
from India, especially in South India, we had Chennai floods. We had Kerala floods, and today in South Tamil Nadu are getting into floods. We are very humanity based people here. So,
mm,
here out of all the money, business, whatever it comes, we are ready to support. Because being in a BNI kind of, bigger platform, global
mm,
platforms, we
mm,
are
mm,
also supporting each other in
mm,
building our own businesses during these times. So,
mm,
to the people where, we have a lot of communities. Yeah,
mm,
as we are part of social community, we are part of business community, we are part of friends networking. We do have it, and apart from
mm,
that, we have the social media networking. So all our networks today, we work together to revive. End of the day, as I told earlier, being an entrepreneur, it is something that we give back to the society. Okay,
mm,
and also this pandemic has given me a very good learning of collaborating rather than competing.
mm,
So, how to collaborate? Yes, my friends or my unknown friends in Kanyakumari are
mm,
drowning. Okay,
mm,
what am I going to do? So that is where my CSR, my responsibility as a citizen plays, and we have formed a lot of relief funds for them. And from our circle, we are trying to help more businesses after once this floods and natural calamities settle down, how we can revive their space, how they can revive more business to them by helping them, supporting them, and that is where, as an entrepreneur, we should play a major part this during this, hard times. And the flood management is something we have to be undergoing because our drainage facilities, our
mm,
town planning management has to be taken drastically better way. That is
mm,
something that from the government we have to be doing it. But
mm,
since I am part of some of the political wing in the environmental side, I am
mm,
also trying to learn this disaster and crisis management steps, how we can be playing a better way, because
mm.
majorly I impact a lot of farmers life. So today
Yes.
during floods they are being affected. So what best we can do is what something, because their economy is the major thing that reflects to me as well.
Mm,
So, along with a lot of NGOs, we are planning to settle down this kind of situations, not just by giving them food and shelter. More than that, after that, how they can revive is what
mm,
something that we are. It is in this discussion part, depending on the beneficiaries and what is
mm,
their ask. What could be done is what every domain specialist are working on it. From my
mm,
end, we are that is farmer is something that loss is loss, but what is the next is what we have to be helping them with more
mm.
businesses is what we think right now.
Agree. I see the way you approach any challenge, whether it is internal or external. You look at it as an opportunity to grow
True.
with so much passion. Your advice to someone that is looking at you for inspiration and wants to take your advice on identifying a career path, what would you suggest to someone that wants to identify?
Yeah. In my experience, I wouldn't say it is an advice. I would be humble enough to say it is a suggestion.
Mm,
Please write down. It is not something that you can just do it in your mind. You have to
mm,
write down. Of course, it is most of mind mapping.
mm,
And you know what? We will talk about most of the cellular memories. Some way or the other in your past year, parents, grandparents would have been connected to what you're thinking right now. So please get into that, the cause and effect. Which is your interest? Which is your passion? Read the industry, read the demand in the industry, and then write down what is possibility. So your financial structure, your business formation, and your plan for execution. Please
Mm.
write down and add on what are all the strengths, what are all the weaknesses, what are all the opportunities to improve, and what do
Mm.
you think that something will pull down. So please do
The
your
SWOT
SWOT
analysis.
analysis.
Yes.
And for the business, I've been choosing lean canvas model. Lean
Mm.
business canvas is a model which you basically sort out, think about whatever the business you pick up. What is the problem that you're solving is the major question that you have to ask for yourself. So
Mm.
if you could answer, that becomes your solution, and how this solution you are going to render to the community. Is
Mm.
that the community wanting that solution? Then yes, you are in the right. So you have already set your target audience. So
Mm.
what is the target audience expectations? Okay, that comes your improvisation of your product, and there comes your services, and
Mm.
then the backup is all about the fund arrangements. Go for an ethical fund arrangement or crowdfunding, and
Mm.
be complaints oriented whenever you started small or big. That helps you to create an image when you are becoming in the industry experts. This is
Mm.
something that I have been following it. I started it very small, and I am very small still, but I never given up on my tax paying. I never given up on submission of my complaints to the government, and I never given up on any of that certification requirements. I go for it. Today,
Mm.
I am producing bioenzymes. That is an that is an alternative for chemical cleaning products. But
Mm.
still, I am waiting to be branded. It is homemade, and I have made my productions already. But today, I have given it in the laboratory for the microbial alliances, all those things, the certification to be done from our agricultural university to go ahead. So I'm still waiting. I'm not in a
Mm.
urge to make money, sell the product, although I have got the result is good.
Mm.
Yeah, I've started using it for my own self at my house. It is giving good results. My friends, organic friends, tested, they said it is good, but it is not ready to the market. There are
Mm.
compliances I have to follow.
Mm.
Please
Mm.
take your minimum viable product, MVP we call it.
Mm.
Create that MVP, do the R&D, get yourself ready for a prototype, and then go for the scale up funding, and then into a ethical business model. That is
Mm.
what I would say. Thank you. That's it.
Once somebody is getting into a career path, there are challenges. So you're saying that, um, writing down, doing the SWOT analysis. So we have all done that. Let's say somebody has done that, and now the road ahead will not be smooth always. What do you think would be the key challenges that they should be prepared for?
Good question again, because you know what? It is not, we are not the horses that we run in the race. They are focused in one point. That goes for our ambitions.
Mm.
Okay. But when it comes to business, we should have an intelligences around us, what is happening, knowing
Mm.
about your industry, knowing about what is happening in the current affairs. So
Mm.
please understand the infographics around you. It is not only what you make profit, but please understand the infographics around you. There are plenty of tools, business tools, where let you know, understand what is happening. Please get
Mm.
to know to the roots of understanding those images, figures, and the situations. Accordingly, there are people who got into the mask business. The mask manufacturing business is in abundance today after COVID. That is something that they all switched over. Whomever it is, they are totally different. But now, when you ask, they say that I'm manufacturing mask. Do you need it? I said, what? What is that you have to do with the mask? No, it is the situation, need of the hour. So I am
Mm,
making the opportunity work for me,
mm,
utilizing, capitalizing the opportunities. Yeah.
mm, mm,
So in that way, you see to in your business, please
mm,
review, rethink, reimagine, and reinvent is what I would say. The
mm,
pandemic has taught me to do that. I will revisit my plans always. I will
mm.
rethink about my vision always. I revisit all my decisions before I execute it. I think that is something, a cycle, PDCA, plan, you know uh, Plan PDCA. Yeah. So plan, do, correct, act. So you plan it, you do it. If there is a result is not what you expected, correct it, then
Correct
act
it and
upon
act.
it.
Mm.
Yeah, very simple. So I do the PDCA whenever I have to rethink. That is something that you have to be doing it, whether it is pandemic or non-pandemic. Don't worry, it is for your
Mm.
business. Then only you will involve and then you will evolve.
So, what kind of products and services you are providing right now? Because I know that you're also a BNI member. Aside from Kadaipai, there are also certain other things that you do in the social arena. So, if you could touch base on that, and how can people reach out to you in that regard?
Great. Yeah, as I told that I'm also part of an NGO where I see I have a bigger vision. What I said for Kadaipai, the vision I told was for Kadaipai.
Mm,
For myself, I want a head group of companies than Kadaipai. That is
mm,
to render for head of three groups. Okay,
mm,
so to head company with the three group, that is rendering for people, product, and process. So this will be that I have another venture called Business Allies Global Private Limited,
mm,
where we support business support services for property management and any business support services back end from India. That has
mm,
been, I'm the one of the director, and my husband also takes care of it. And that is for the process. Yeah,
mm,
I do a couple of process engineering in that. And the Kadaipai, the product itself is something that when it comes to people,
mm,
I'm supporting an NGO for differently abled. All
mm.
my bamboo fiber towels are being stitched by 100% visually impaired people. Yes, you
Wow.
heard it right. 100% visually impaired people are stitching my bamboo fiber towels. Okay, so they tag them, I give it to them, and 5% of my sales goes to my NGO. Likewise, I would like to render this kind of skill development to be made by those people. It is not only visually impaired, differently abled, physically challenged, whomever it is, we want to improvise their skills by giving them opportunities, giving them some trainings, and improvise on another way. They are very empowering themselves. They are
Mm,
the strongest person I ever seen in my life. With all the privileges, we say that we are depressed. We always complain. I never seen them complaining. What God has given, they say so much of thank you and they're so gratitude towards what the God has given to them. I learned that from them. So for them, I would like to start up a skill development unit, and that is my dream.
mm.
Yes. And I'm
Okay.
also part of Go Global Business School India. I am
Yeah.
COO of it. It is a business acceleration company from Singapore. The
Mm,
founders, Dr. Aziza and Ayapadas. I
mm,
take care of Indian operations. Past
mm,
October, I signed it. And from here, with what I'm saying today, I am happy to share my knowledge with my peers, SMEs who would like to take a career, their business career to the next level.
mm,
So from there, we are taking up SMEs who needs kind of consultation, who needs kind of fundraising, who
mm,
needs a global platform.
mm,
Through that company, we are rendering this as well. That is
mm.
where Kadaipai also now today in global arena happily and proudly from India.
You are exporting Kadaipai to many other countries, is it? Already
Yeah,
or?
initially we initiated it to Middle East and to Australia.
Mm-hmm.
The couple of samples went on well before pandemic.
Mm.
After or during the pandemic, we haven't done yet. We are
Mm.
trying to revive.
Mm.
Some discussions are going on for America, and we are open with it. Anyone who would like to take these kind of craft baskets, gift hamper
Mm.
baskets, or these traditional items and utility items, they can reach me out to my contact address where I can leave it to you.
Mm.
Probably how to give,
Mm.
place art. You can do
Yeah.
it, and they can reach out to me because we have a compliance-oriented export license. We
Mm.
can
Mm.
do that based on their country's
Mm.
regulations.
Mm.
Yeah, we are
I
open for.
So you are open for discussions on the improving the business. Anything else, Anita? Because I feel like there's more questions that I want to ask, but um,
I'm always open, Gomathi. I'm approachable very much. I'm so happy that you gave me this opportunity to open myself after a long time to
mm,
global audience. I
mm,
really wish, you know, uh, Blaze Art and Studio goes very well. I saw through the profile, and I
mm,
saw some of the videos in the season one. That
mm,
was amazing. That is,
mm.
you yourself are an inspiration to many of us, I would
Thank you.
say, because giving opportunity, empowering others is what something that you have picked up, and especially when it comes to the word change,
Mm,
be the change. To see the change is what they say, Mahatma Gandhi says. So I think that you would be understanding more what this change impacts to others, and I think that is what you're doing a wonderful job in
thank you.
lives of myself, life of many, through these videos. I wish all the season 2 goes very well, and
Thank you.
I would be going through all the profiles that you have interviewed earlier. I would get myself motivated more and more. Yeah,
That's so nice. Thank you. That
thank
is
you.
amazing. Thank you so much. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Thank you.
Bye. I am so amazed to look at this kind of energy, positivity, and the passion with which Anita is bringing about these eco-friendly products, and not just products, the lifestyle that she has been building, a sustainable lifestyle for the farmers and also the working women in the rural areas. There's so much to learn from her experience, isn't it? This is real change management in practice, and I'm so happy to have had this conversation with her. I'm sure you also loved this as much as I did. If so, please do remember to like, share, and subscribe, and also share your comments. That's exactly how we are trying to understand each other and building this global community. Hoping to have some more interesting personalities with us in this forum. Signing off from the GLAC studio, this is Gomathi Siva. Bye bye.